It's the Lordfish. It's the Lordfish Show.
Hello, we are back again. So, good morning wherever you are from around the world. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're ready to have some fun. It's been a rough year for a lot of people already. Economy shifting, wars, all that stuff. All right, so grab your piece. I just changed this to local. If you are using Unreal, you're probably going to want to follow along these steps. If you are not using Unreal and you're doing it for a project or something else, do what you think is best. I don't know any other stuff. I just make it the way I'm told to make it. So for Unreal, because I don't know why you would use anything else. So we're just going to change this last one. And feel free to disagree with me in the comments. You're welcome to. Just be respectful, that's all. Everybody's got their own thing. I get that. Everybody sees things a little bit different. And I try to understand that. It makes it easier to not hate humans. You realize you just got to understand where other people are coming from. All right, so we're going to go in edit mode on this piece. And we're going to grab those. And we're going to go B. And then we're going to fix our bevels because they're way too low. Maybe we'll go 8 this time, not 6. You heard me, 8. For all those people who are like, oh, you should go a little more high freaking pixel. 8. Yeah, you heard me, 8. I'm just kidding. A lot of people go way higher than that. I try to watch what the cost is on my game, though. I'm always trying to make a game that everybody can run. Was my biggest thing is I was hoping it'd be a lot of fun, so I thought like the more people who had access to it, the better. So making a low poly game kind of did that for me. Plus, it was a really good starting point. So if you're looking to start something like that, that might be where you want to go. Depends how you feel and what you're looking to do and all that stuff. So we just stretched this piece out and just kind of made it basically a run-of-the-mill lag, okay? But let's see if we can step that up, okay? So we'll shift D it. And we will go S. And then we'll shrink it down. What I'm going to do is just make an accent on the table. There's many ways we could do this. But the whole idea is you keep it exactly centered while we're making this lag. And then when you make pieces out of other pieces, they should be exactly centered, giving you a perfectly symmetrical piece. There's a couple different ways we can do this. Go into edit mode. Maybe we'll try grabbing the face and we'll try to give it a bevel and see what happens. So something like that looks alright, I think. Just rounding it slightly. As you can see, it just takes out the roughness on the edge. We could probably make it a little bigger and get away with it, but I don't know how it's going to look. Let's try it. We'll just undo those steps, and that's how you can just slowly adjust it until you got exactly where you want it. Now you see it break there? Just go back before it breaks. You know what your limit is now. Something like that. And then I just move it down so the face sat inside of this. And look at that. That's pretty nice looking. So we'll shift D that. We'll just copy it. And we'll just take it down here. Go over to here. And let's do a 180 and see where that takes us. Perfectly in line, upside down. Okay? So we'll just bump that in. Now we have something that looks a little more classier. Just has a little better of a look to it for a table lag. So let's grab that. We'll grab the top one, and then we'll grab the middle one last. And we'll control J to attach them and make them one. Okay? And you can do your lag different. Just pause the video if you want to do something slightly different. It's not a big deal. I want you to do it your own way. So I'm just here for an example of how you may go about doing these things. Hopefully it helps you in some way anyways. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to shift D, okay? And then we're going to go here, remove the minus, okay? And then we're going to shift D. And we're going to go to the second one, and we're going to add a minus. We're going to shift D. We're going to go to the second one, and we're going to add a minus. Okay, what we have done here is perfectly symmetrically around the center of this, put all 4 pieces. So we have exactly set apart these 4 pieces on the table legs, okay? So hopefully you get what I'm doing here and why I'm doing it in the middle now, and you get why it's a very useful trick that you can use in the future for your other projects. Just takes a lot of the work out of things of trying to figure out where they should be exactly, a lot of the guesswork out of it. So I'll probably just S this, right? Obviously that's not the shape I want, but just to kind of get there in the first place, we'll go this way, and then we'll go this way. And that's actually pretty good. Just want to thin this out, obviously. So let's leave it like this for a second. Let's go into here. Let's uncheck the bottom face and try Control B and see what we're going to get. Let's undo that, try going a bit more and see what we get. You're gonna have to find a look that you like on this table, on this. So keep going, make sure it doesn't break, maybe be the biggest thing. The farther you go, the better it should look. Maybe we will do the bottom face and see if it's better. Maybe just play around until you're happy. Ooh, that kind of looks good, eh? And then we'll thin it out. And then we'll make it a little bit wider. And okay, I think we might have a table. Okay. So we'll make that like this. And it'll either be a table or a desk. I think I gotta move down a little bit. There we go. But it could be either. Depends what you need it for. Just change the shape to make it more what you want. If you want to make it like a computer desk or something, just go more like that. Just make sure you stay over top of your table legs. Okay. You do the top different if you want it to be more flat or whatever. Just do what you got to do. It's just an example. So we'll take that table and we'll Control J it. And there's a nice little table that we've made. Haven't done any stuff like this for a while. Maybe we're going to do some counters. Or, yeah, we're going to do some counters. So, we'll Control A. I think I'm going to make this stuff for a store. So, like, maybe I'd put a bunch of clothes on there, something for sale, something like that. So, we're also going to do this for a store as well. I'm going to try to make, like, a counter for where you would go up and pay for your merchandise, yada, yada, yada. I don't really have a game plan, so we'll just wing it like we always do. Something like that. Something like this, because we're going to want to at least put a top on it, maybe a bottom. What exactly do I want to do with this counter? So maybe we'll Shift D. And we'll S it. Nope, can't do that. Undo it. We will make it a little wider this way. We'll make it super thin this way. Make sure we don't flop over and flip our faces. Okay, something like this. And then let's move it up. It's perfectly in the middle right now. I don't know if we want that or if we want the lip to just be over the front. Depends what you're doing in your store. What kind of look you're going for. Just be careful with these edges. They can look bad if they're overlapping. They can also look bad if they're too separated. I think that's about a happy medium there. All right. Let's do this too. Shift D just to give it a different look. A little more styling. Just do this. And then we'll do that. And then we'll do a little more flatty. Something like this. Just take it down. It's just going to give it a little bit of a lip down there to kind of more look, make it a little more like a professional counter would look. Okay? If you don't want it, just do it without it. If you like it, go ahead and follow along. Remember, this is just an example. I can't give you an exact build of what you want because I don't know what you want. So change it the ways you need to change it for your game. So I just duplicated that with Shift D. I'm dragging it out now. I'm going to hit S a little bit. And then I'm going to go in like that. Then I'm going to go up. Okay, what I'm going to do here, I should explain this before you follow too far along. You can do it your own way in case you want it different. I'm just making a hole on this side of the counter. On this side of the counter is where the store clerk would be or whatever. So maybe you want to put, I don't know, receipts here. Maybe you want to put supplies for the counter. It's just usually what's on the inside of the counter. You can make it one giant hole. You can make it drawers. It's all up to you, obviously. So Shift D is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a few drawers, possibly 3 if I can fit them. Shift D. If I can't, then I won't. Make 2. I think that's pretty good. The gaps look pretty good. I might just do that just a little bit to try and bounce it a bit better. You can do you. Since it's exactly symmetrical, you could place this one exactly in the middle. Oh, I don't know why I didn't do that. Let's do it that way. Let's make sure we're symmetrical. Let's see what's our up and down. So you can see we're off just slightly. Just hit 0. Okay? It's exactly in the middle up and down now. And then when we Shift D, we make 1, we drag it up. Since we stayed in the middle, we can use this trick, right? We Shift D again. Okay? And then we add a minus to this one. And we are exactly symmetrical again. And that's, again, the beauty of staying in the middle is you can use that trick to your advantage. So we're going to highlight those drawers. Left click, shift left click, shift left click, shift left click. Make sure you grab the counter last, because this is how a boule works. The last thing you grab is the thing you're going to put the holes in. And that's what we wanted. Okay? Hopefully you like that. Hopefully you like the look of that. One thing I could suggest for this is that before I do this, let's go ahead and do this. 1, 2, 3, Shift D. Okay? And I'm just going to go Control J. And then I'm just going to drag that off to the side because I want one of them to be really basic and plain. Okay? And then I want to make the same one, but a little fancier for maybe they want to get an upgrade. Maybe they want you want your counters to be able to buy different counters for your store. So let's try this. Should I make an original just in case? Yeah, let's do that. We'll Shift D this and just drag it off to the side, and we'll drag it back in the middle if we need to work here again, just in case we need to make a third version, okay? Click off of it, click this, go into edit mode, click on edges, click off everything, click this edge, shift click this edge with left, click, and then Control B. Something like that I think looks really good on the counter, and it's only in the front half. Okay, but we're going to do a little more on this counter. We're going to make it even more different. Okay, so this way you can customize your counters but still keep them within the exact same proportions since we're using the same counter to do these things. And don't worry about the scale of that table. I get that. It's a little big. There you go. Okay. And actually it might need to be even smaller than that. There you go. Now it's more like a little end table or something. You could always change the scales of those things once you get them into your game. So this should give you around the right scale because we scaled it at the beginning, but it may have to be a little bigger or smaller, you know what I mean? And you can just use a scaler to decide on that once you get into your game. I imagine Unity has one, Unreal has one. You can literally just change the size of things. You just got to make sure you attach them in the end. So let's try one more thing. Let's try adding just a little bit more detail to this. So we'll Shift A, and we will bring up a cube, okay? And we'll thin that cube out without flipping the faces. Okay? All right. Let's just drag it out here. And I'll show you what I tend to do for you can decide if you want to follow along with me. So I'm going to bool the shape of this out of the front of here to make it we can make a little billboard on the front of our counter. Maybe you want it to say something like fresh deals, I don't know, something the store would say. You get the idea. Something like that. And again, it's just one different design for it. And because I want to make them all a bit different, right? Grab that, we'll grab that, we'll object, we'll bool, and we'll difference. And there you have it, a different shape on the front of it. Okay, and we'll go into another shape on the end, but let's just go ahead and attach these for now. Grab this one, grab this one, grab this one, Control J. Okay? Alright, well, let's bump that guy out of the way for a minute. We'll roll it over here. We'll grab this guy. We'll just go 0, 0, and 0. And we're exactly in place again, alright? So that's not so bad. Let's try to do something a bit different with this top. We have the whole thing right now. Let's get off of the face on the bottom side. And try Control B there. It's a little different anyways. Got a little bit more shape. So, and then we will do a different design on the front. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, how are we going to do a different design on the front? There's a few different things we really could do. And it all depends on what you're kind of after. Say this is a convenience store, for example. And again, I say example because I'm not going to take the time to make this exact, but I'm going to give you an example of how you could make, like, say a chocolate bar rack or something here. So let's shrink that down until it's about the right scale. Move it in. Kind of having to guess at the right size is harder than anything. Probably about that, actually. So, all right. So first off, probably want it to be a bit longer. This is a candy rack, right? Somewhere around there. Okay. Next thing's next. We are going to grab this face. Okay. And then we're going to go to the arrows, and we're just going to pull it down a little bit, because most candy racks kind of lean on an angle like that. Okay. All right. And then we're going to Shift D this, and hopefully this works. We've moved it a bit, so I don't know if it will. And then we're going to S. Okay. And then we are going to shrink it this way a little bit to give it a bigger edge for us. Okay. And then we can minus this shape from that shape. We can bool it. Difference. Okay. So now if you want to put candies in there, you can put your candy rack on. But I don't know if I want to do that. I don't think I do. Maybe we'll make it an option 4 we can. And if it's too thick, just go ahead. Just thin it out. Like so. Okay? That's probably more realistic, but anyways. I'm not going to spend too much time. I just wanted to give you an example of how you could do that, but we're going to do something else. We'll just bump our candy rack over. And we'll Shift A. We'll pull out a cube. Okay? And we're just going to pull it right out for there's just a little edge sticking in like that. And we're not going to do the sign thing over here. We're going to do something slightly different. We're just going to give it what looks like a bit of a design in the face of it, basically. Okay? So do that. Bump it in maybe a little bit more, but not too much more. Then we just Shift D, and we use our handy trick. I think it's this one. No, it wasn't. So we'll give the minus back to that one. And we will add it up here. Okay? Grab both of them. Grab the face. Hopefully this is what you want. And difference. And as you can see, there's a little design. So maybe you want to make these look like a wood panel and make these a different color. It's kind of up to you what you want to do. But these are some simple, easy cupboards. Hopefully you've found them pretty useful. Make sure you thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. And let's go ahead and color them real quick if you guys want. Control J to make it 1. And then we'll do some coloring. What was our original? Was it this one, I think? Okay. So let's try coloring this one first and see if it'll color our other ones for us. But we'll see. I clicked the wrong one. Click this one. That's the one. Then this. Then tab to get into edit. And we'll go new. Make this one, I don't know what color. For example, we'll make it brownie. So just do that and then make it dark. Sign. And again, we're just giving it a slot, so it doesn't really matter, but plus, new. The top and the bottom are already highlighted, so let's just do this. Okay. And then maybe we'll grab the top one and we'll give it a third color. Plus, new. And just give it any color, really. It just needs to be different than the other one for... We're giving a slot for later for it can say, hey, I have my own color, you know. Okay. So hopefully that looks good to you. Just going to grab that, move it out of the way. We can do that later. Grab the next one into edit mode. You can see what's highlighted. So new is going to give us our first base color. Sure, that looks good. And again, we're just giving it a slot, so it doesn't matter. Plus, new. This is going to be everything highlighted right now. As you can see, it's those faces and this. So we're going to take advantage of that and give them a different color. So let's do plus, new, and we'll do black. Just for say, I like black. Black's a good color. So click off of it. We're going to hit L here because we actually want to give this its own color as well. So we'll just change the color to orange, I guess. Okay. It doesn't matter, again, these are just slots. They're not the actual color it's going to be in your game unless your game works different, in which case color it well. Or your gaming engine works different, I should say. Just going to make it blue just for say. Again, give it its own color. So now we were able to change these all to different colors when we're in our game. It's a very customizable counter we've made, basically. Okay, so we'll do our last one, and we'll end our table, I guess. And then we'll end our video, and we'll be back next time for some more fun. I think I'm going to do a cash register next time, so make sure you thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you find this helpful in any way, and then help me back. I appreciate the thumbs back. I appreciate the support you guys give. It means a lot to me, and it helps me as well, you know, get my video out to more people to help them. Uh-oh. You know what? Let's go back. Let's go back. Because that's already highlighted like that. Let's just take advantage of that and get this full thing on the inside colored. And we'll do the same as we did on the other one. We'll just make it black for now. It's just a slot again, so it doesn't matter. Okay. And then we'll make this a separate color. Oh, I kind of like that, actually. But new. And we can make this one red, for example. Doesn't matter. Again, click this L up here. We're going to color this whole thing new again, just for it has its own color. We can make it more customizable, for we can make different color schemes to go with it. And I may just do, so I left click, control left click to grab the group. They just have to be in a row. Left click, control left click. So now we have both of them. And I'm just going to give them their own color as well, because I did really like the way that looked. So let's just do that. Doesn't matter. It's just a slot. So there you have it. We have 3 customizable, interchangeable desks that should be the exact same proportions, but are very, very, very different from each other. So hopefully you've enjoyed the tutorial. Hopefully it's helped you in some way. I really hope if you're working on a project, I wish you nothing but luck. Because game making is very, very hard and tedious and frustrating, and there's not a whole lot of rewards, besides if it sells well, I guess. But, I mean, it tends to be that people tend to tell you when they're not happy, but they seldom tell you when they are happy, unfortunately. We need to tell each other when we are happy more, because it's nice. It lets the game maker know that they're on the right path. It lets your family know that you love them. It's just a good thing to do in general. So for now, this is Lord Fishy, and I'm signing out. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.